Unbreakable, we alive, damn it. It's a miracle. Unbreakable, we alive, damn it. We sure are strong as hell. It's your boy Tytus LaRue James Gibson Jackson, but you can call me Tytus when I'm on Broadway. Although there is already a Tytus who has been and is on Broadway. He's with an I, I'm with a Y, okay? I am here with you for HIV Stops With Me's Question of the Month as a spokesmodel here with 2024 in the state of New York. And this month in August question is, was there a specific trauma that led to your HIV diagnosis, or did your HIV diagnosis lead to a specific trauma? Have you been able to move forward from it? If so, how? Feel like story time? I'm gonna try to do this quickly. I got my diagnosis because I wanted to give blood at the American Red Cross. So the American Red Cross didn't allow, I'm not sure now because I haven't read up or researched, but they didn't allow men who had sex with men to give blood. And the trauma is stigma, honey. Watch how that comes back. They didn't want you to give blood if you were a male who had sex with male. Not if you were gay, just if you were a male who had sex with male. I was in high school in Berkeley and I wanted to give blood. I wanted to do something good. I wanted to help. I just wanted to. And I just knew there was nothing wrong with my blood, honey. Okay. So I tried to give blood. I told them, no, I'm gay, but I've never had sex with a guy. I've never had sex with a guy, blah, blah, blah. And I said this knowing that they test blood. They do not give blood to anybody, whether they're black, blue, dog, gay, straight, they, them, non-binary, anything. They test the blood before they give it to anybody. So I knew that they were going to do this, and so I still insisted, yes. Boom. Nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. I give blood, and before I find out the results, let's get to, I was in a relationship with my first boyfriend, whose mother, I do believe it was his mother, worked at the American Red Cross. And I'm not sure what this means, but he told his mom that, I told him that I did that. He's like, you're not supposed to do that, you're not supposed to do that. And the way he was so insistent on you're not supposed to do that, it was as if he knew something about me already. And this kind of sort of makes me feel like the person I thought I got HIV from might not be the person that I got HIV from, because of how my ex-boyfriend was so so adamant. But also maybe he just knew the rules. Maybe he knew the things that could happen, that could go wrong with me doing that. But he told his mother called me, or somebody, either his aunt or his mom called me and asked me if this was the case, and I was like, yes. And so after that, then she told me I was going to be put on the do not donate list. I'm not ever able to donate. My name, Tytus LaRue James Gibson Jackson, is on the non-donors list for American Red Cross before I found out that I was HIV positive. Now fast forward to after all that craziness happened and I didn't know how to feel, because I'm like, what? Why would you do that? If anything, what happened, it would have been what happened, but the reason for him telling on me like that, I didn't understand that. So they called me and I am on the phone and they said, yes, it's normally generally it's something like hepatitis C or something like that, but we can't speak to you over the phone. We have to talk to you in person. Went in person, wasn't far from school. I kind of remember walking. Walked there, saw this tall man. He told me everything, told me that I was positive. I was just like, thank you so much. Thank you for this information. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. He didn't understand my reaction. I barely understood my reaction. But he told me this information. I left. I went home. Told my nephew. My nephew was crying a little bit. My brother burst into where we were, jokingly trying to scare us. Saw my nephew crying. Asked him what was wrong. He's like, couldn't tell him. He's like, no, I can't tell you. He's like trying to make him tell him. And he's like, it's not for me to tell you, which totally respect my nephew for that. I love him for that. Not that I'm today years old realizing that, but that is something that I'm like, wow, I never really thought about that, because I think about what my brother did after this, which was kind of sort of made me tell him what was going on, why we were crying, why this was happening. Then he told my father and my sister, which he should not have. Not at all. And regardless of how he was feeling, how he's loving me, he's scared for me, he's worried about me, regardless of that, that's no one's story to tell anyone ever at any point. No matter who it is and no matter who they're telling. It's nobody's story to tell. And I ended up telling him. He told my sister and my brother. My sister called me screaming on the phone. God rest her soul. And it was just a big mess after that, you know? I remember my boyfriend kind of just being like like he never like let me know anything, or and I'm not sure, I just don't know, and I'm not trying to out him or anything like that, but I just don't know for certain if he was positive or not, ever, or if he is now. But I kind of still don't know who it is exactly that I received HIV from. I thought I knew from some specific person, but remembering the story and telling the story is reminding me that, oh, maybe there were some things or some people that I left out, or whatever the case might be, or there's some things that I'm missing, or somebody's hiding something, you know. So I really don't know, but I am much better for it. I don't know that I've had, I don't know if that's the trauma, the stigma that is still there, because he was like, you just can't do it. Just is so weird how that was the case for me, because I think that men who have sex with men who are not positive, which is millions, American Red Cross, millions, that should be able to donate blood. That is a stigma in itself within the medical community. That trauma right there is just overlaying, but it's trauma for science. It's like killing for science. It's like, oh, this is for science, so we're able to do this because in the name of science we can kill these animals, we can torture these rats in the name of science. Before I get off too much into a tangent and go too long, because this is already 8:15, I'm just going to leave you with, there was no specific trauma, and even though there was no specific trauma, there's still trauma relating to it, and that I would say we haven't been able to move from it because of stigma. Stigma is, I think, what causes trauma. And I'm Tytus LaRue James Gibson Jackson. I hope that I helped in any way. I hope that you're enlightened by anything that I have said. And if not, or if you're confused, please ask me some questions. Tytus LaRue James Gibson Jackson, Instagram, TYTUSLARUE. I should pop out. James Gibson Jackson on Instagram. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Kamala for president!